Hey fam, welcome back to the channel. Ewoma here. I'm a content creator based in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and I film content about womanhood, motherhood, and everything exciting. How are you guys? How on a day? So guys, in my last sit down video, I talked about my journey to monetization on YouTube, all the struggles I faced on the journey, how I was busy packing and accumulating copyright strikes from YouTube, and how I was able to, cross that hurdle. So if you've not seen that video, I'm going to link it in the description box. You need to see that video. It is packed full with information, okay? So I'm going to link the video in my description box. Feel free to go check it out. So guys, since I uploaded that video, I've gotten quite a lot of questions, both on YouTube and off YouTube, especially when it comes to this copyright claim. And I thought to share with you guys ways to avoid copyright strikes or claims on YouTube, especially when using copyrighted content. So if you're interested, keep watching. So guys, before I tell you about ways to avoid copyright claims while using copyrighted content on YouTube, let me explain to you guys how this copyright issue actually works, because I think when we are able to understand how this thing works, it will be easy to know how to avoid it. So what usually happens is that content creators usually register, their content with content ID. This is just like buying a car and then going to register your car with the appropriate authorities. You get a plate number, or is it number plate? Is that what they call it? But just get the right documents to prove that you own this car. So that is how it is usually done. That means I can decide to register my content and you can decide to register your content as well. That is why it is possible to use some very popular songs and not receive any copyright claims to that music. It's simply because the owner of that content has not registered it with content ID. You see? So after the content creator has registered this content ID now tracks the content. It's just like putting a tracker in your car. The number one consequence of using copyrighted content is that you will be demonetized. I almost face this issue as well. And when I talk about demonetized, this means that if you are already monetized, the money that you make from that video goes straight to the owner of the content. Can you see how painful this can be? Just imagine making a video that goes viral and you have thousands of views on that video, and all the money you would have made from that video goes to somebody else because you use somebody's music. Or in your mobile phone, it tracks your movement everywhere you go. So what then happens is that anywhere this content is being used, YouTube issues a copyright claim to it. So that is why you get messages when you use people's music or some content that this content you're using has a copyright claim or belongs to somebody else. Do we understand? So now that we understand how copyright works, let us understand the basic consequences, okay, of using copyrighted content, okay? Because when you use somebody's content, of course, there's going to be consequence to it. If not me, it will pay me, I no go lie. The second consequence of using copyrighted content is that your video will be muted. What that means is that the portion of the video where you use that content will be muted. That means that when it gets to that point, there's not going to be any sound. So just imagine you use somebody's music on a vlog and that music played throughout the duration of that vlog. 10 minutes vlog, 15 minutes vlog, 20 minutes vlog, and then there is no audio. Can you see how painful that can be? Now, the third consequence of using a copyrighted content is that the video will be blocked. The video will just be taken out of YouTube once and for all, and that can be so painful. You can imagine for those of us that live in Nigeria, you take your time to film a video, you edit it, and then you use data. You know how expensive data can be. You upload the video, and then YouTube is telling you have to delete this. See, it happened to me. I think I uploaded a video about Will Smith when Will Smith apologized for slapping or punching Chris Rock during the Oscars. I uploaded the video of his apology, and immediately I got a YouTube claim to take down that video. So you don't want that to happen to you. So now that we've talked about how copyright works and the consequence of using copyrighted content, let us quickly get into ways to avoid copyright claims while using copyrighted content, okay? The first way to avoid copyright claim is to give credit to the owner of the content you want to use. You can simply do this by writing, "I do not own any right to this music," or "I do not own any right to this content" in your description box, and if possibly say it during the video or write it somewhere in the video. This will let people know that, okay, you do not own this music and it's not like you're trying to claim it. But come to think of it, guys, does this really work? Like, see, I see this everywhere. I see this in people's description box. I see it on Instagram. People say, oh, I do not own right to this video, or DM me for, for credit and stuff like that. I don't think it really works. Let me give you a very good example. It's just like walking into a shop or walking into a store and you pick a pair of shoe and you walk away with it and you tell people, I do not own this shoe, but you are wearing the shoe. Make it make sense. So I don't think this really works, but you can go ahead and give this a try, but it's not a guarantee that it will work. The second way to avoid copyright claims from YouTube is to distort the original content. You can do this either by changing the speed of the music or the sound, or by increasing the pitch, anyone that works for you. So guys, people do this a lot. It's very common. In fact, you see people using mixtapes on their videos. It's simple. They are trying to mask the fact that they're using somebody's content. Let me give you a very simple example. Like, somebody steals a phone, they can change the pouch, change the password, change the screensaver of the phone. The only way to actually know that that phone does not belong to that person is to see maybe the serial number, the IMEI number, and stuff like that. It is very similar when it comes to distorting the original content of music. That is why I can use any Kiss Daniel song I want on my video. I simply distort the original content, okay? But guys, like I said in my other video, which is why I say you need to go and watch it. Like I said in that video, YouTube is actually aware and they are putting certain measures in place to make sure that this will not happen anymore. But for the time being, I think you can keep using it. It works, okay? The third way to avoid getting copyright claims on YouTube is to use only a snippet of the content, which I would tag as waka pass. Just use the content to do waka pass. So this is very simple. Instead of using the entire song, you can just use a snippet of it or a bit of it here and there. But like I said, YouTube is aware and certain measures are being put in place. Why would you want to risk being demonetized or your content being taken down? Or better still, your channel being blocked altogether simply because of 5 seconds of somebody's content that you used? So even though all these methods may work, I don't think they are really the best. So guys, let me now tell you legit ways to avoid getting copyright claims on YouTube. In fact, if you use these methods I'm about to mention, it is a sure guarantee that you will not get any copyright claim on YouTube. The first way will be to get permission from the owner of the content, okay? You can simply DM the video or DM his manager and tell him, please, I want to use the video song in my channel. You can just get permission from the owner of the content and just avoid getting copyright claims at all. But the downside to this is that you have to pay money. Yes, you have to pay to use their content, and most times the money is not small. You usually have to pay a large sum of money. But the good thing is that after paying this money, you get to use this content however you want. The second way to avoid copyright claims on YouTube, the legit way, is to use stock music, okay? Every editing app or every editing software you use comes with its own music, okay? And you see the ones that are for the free version and the ones that are for the pro version. You can pick any of them and use them. These musics are very okay? I do that a lot. Every single music I use on my YouTube channel, I get them from the editing app that I use. I think except one Kiss Daniel song like that, the sound was distorted, okay? And then also even YouTube music, guys. If you have the time, go through the YouTube app. YouTube has a lot of nice music you can use in your video. You don't have to use the video music or Kiss Daniel music before you actually know that you're using a good music. YouTube actually has very nice music. There are also different sites that you can actually pay some amount of money, and you can use any music at all that you want to use. But I think the thing with those sites that you also have to give credit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just believe that the best thing to do is just to use the stock music that comes to your editing app, or better still, use YouTube music. Very simple and short. The third way to avoid YouTube copyright claims, the legit way, is to use only content that you created, okay? If there's anything at all you want to do on your videos, please, I advise that you use your own content to do it. If you want to use the meme, there is God, oh, say it with your mouth, there is God, oh. If you want the apostle we hear of this, say apostle we hear of this. So if you want to even use Buga, please sing it. You can use a voiceover. If you don't have a nice voice, you you can get somebody to sing it for you, but just use content that you created by yourself, okay? I don't think anybody will come and start claiming content that belongs to you. If this happens, then it happens in really rare cases, but I think it's just best to use content created by yourself. So if you want to avoid copyright claims, feel free to use any of the methods I talked about. At least one of them will definitely work for you, but just make sure that you read through the YouTube community guideline so that you are not breaking any of YouTube rules, okay? So guys, I really hope that this video was found useful by somebody out there. If it has helped you, please indicate in the comment section, okay, and give me a huge thumbs up. So guys, if there's any other YouTube related content you want me to make for you, let me know in the comment section. I'll be very glad to make such content for you. If you've watched this point and you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to my channel, give me a huge thumbs up, give me a nice and sweet comment in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.